Hello Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Virgo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energies. With all that being said, Virgo, let's get started. How does Virgo currently view this relationship? Okay, let's see. Kind of looks like somebody wants to talk, Virgo. This doesn't feel like you or your energy, but this definitely feels like somebody else's energy. Kind of looks like there's somebody here that wants to talk to you. More of the story. But with that Five of Wands energy, this person's very angry and very upset. Why? I don't know, but we're going to be nosy and we're going to look a little bit more into that. So let's do that. Tell me more about the Five of Wands. Tell me more about the Five of Wands. Okay. So you have the Page of Wands to the Five of Wands, and then we also have the Four of Swords. I don't see this person coming at you sideways or coming at you hot. I just kind of feel like, again, something has this person feeling really angry and really upset is kind of what I'm getting, but I still don't know what in the world they're angry and or upset about. So let's look at that a little bit more, see what else we can get here. Tell me more about the Five of Wands. Okay. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. We also have the Nine of Swords. Looks like this person is, well, I'm gonna be a straight shooter about this, Virgo. I feel like this person is angry and upset that you're happy without them. I feel like this person's, angry and upset because they feel like you're over them. This person's also extremely angry and upset because you're not like, God, what's another way to say that? Because I was gonna say like you're not sweating them anymore. Like you ain't worried about this person anymore. It's like they just look at you as somebody who doesn't really care about them, isn't really worried about them. They just kind of look at you as somebody who's just out here living your best life. You know what I mean? Okay. So it kind of looks like they're not too happy, okay, because of that. Now, do I see them lashing out at you because you're happy without them and you're not stressing them anymore and you're over them? Like, I don't see them coming at you, whatsoever, because I wasn't really getting that coming from this person as far as like them coming at you sideways. I just kind of feel like they are secretly angry and upset because they feel like you're over them and they feel like you're done with them and you want nothing to do with them. And they also feel like you're, 10 times happier without them. In your life. Are they going to turn around and probably say all that to you? Probably not. But I'm kind of curious to see, I guess we'll see how you feel about all of this. But before we do all of that, let's look into this person a little bit more because they're starting to overpower the reading here. So hopefully we can see how you feel about all of this. But we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and then we also have the Seven of Cups out here. Kind of looks like this person has been struggling when it comes down to like adjusting and adapting to life without you in it. It's as if this person feels lost, Virgo, without you. It's kind of like the energy of like, now what do I do with my life? Now where do I go from here? It has that type of feel to it. It kind of looks like, they've been struggling with that. This person may not be consciously aware of all of this, but I feel like what plays a massive role in why they're so like conflicted and where do I go from here and now what do I do with my life? Like it has a lot to do with the fact that deep down inside, they don't really want to start over. Deep down inside, they don't really want to move forward and move on with their life. So I feel like that kind of plays a massive role in why they're having a very difficult time adjusting and adapting to life, without you in it. And it also has a lot to do with like, this confusion that they're experiencing on their behalf in regards to like, now what do I do with my life? Now where do I go from here? It has a lot to do with that, okay? Because with that Seven of Pentacles energy coming out here, that's kind of telling me that they're still very much so attached to you and whatever it is that they once upon a time had with you, whether it had been a marriage, relationship, whatever have you. All right, let's see how you're feeling, Virgo. How does Virgo feel? Ooh. Well, are you shocked and surprised that this person wants to reconcile? No, I think that deep down inside you knew that eventually this would happen. However, Virgo, when it comes down to your your response and your reaction towards all of this and how you feel about all of this, it doesn't look like you have any sort of intentions of revisiting this connection between you and this person ever again. It kind of looks like you're very determined, in other words, to keep that door shut. and just simply move forward and move on with your life. Especially with the star coming out here, Virgo, it's as if you feel like this is exactly what you're supposed to do, right? Keep that door shut and continue to move forward and move on with your life, okay? So that's exactly what I see you doing, Virgo. It's like you rather take your chances on someone new than to revisit this connection all over again is what I'm gathering. For some of you, you could very well be dating someone new / getting to know someone new. That's definitely a possibility. If so, you know, this is somebody that you feel really good about. This is somebody that you do see a lot of potential with. For those of you who are still technically speaking single, again, it's one of those things where it's like you literally rather start over and get to know someone new than to revisit this connection ever again in your life is kind of what I'm gathering. So you guys right off the bat are not on the same page. They want a reconciliation with you, and it kind of looks like you don't even want a reconciliation with them. How does this person currently feel? Okay. All right, so you guys are showing up as the King and the Queen of Wands, which is, I mean, listen, the history, or not the history, the backstory behind the King and the Queen of Wands is what I meant to say. My apologies, Virgo. These two typically have a very on and off relationship with one another. So you could have had a very on and off relationship with this person. Things could have been very toxic and unstable between you and this person, because the King and the Queen of Wands are also known for having a very toxic and unhealthy relationship. The thing is that the King and the Queen of Wands, they have the ability to bring out the best in one another, but they also have the ability to bring out the worst in one another, unfortunately, and that's why their relationship tends to get very toxic. It tends to become very unstable, and it turns into like an on and off type of situation, and then it eventually turns into like a runner chaser like dynamic. But yeah, dude, when it comes down to this person, like, I feel like they tried. We'll give them that. I do feel like this person did try to like stay away from you and, you know, move forward and move on with their life. But the reality of the situation is that they don't want to. They don't want to. That's what it all boils down to. And that's kind of why I was saying that this person, you know, the reason why they're going through what they're going through as far as feeling lost, conflicted, where do I go from here? Now what do I do, you know, with my life? All of this is happening because deep down inside, they don't really want to move forward and move on with their life. And that's the drastic difference, right, between you and this person. You clearly want to move forward and move on with your life. Clearly, okay? So you know exactly where you're going and exactly, you know, what you want to do next, right, with your life, unlike them. See what I mean? Just see what I mean? But it looks like they did try to stay away from you and not reach out to you and move forward and move on with their life. But it kind of looks like they're deciding to essentially cave in and extend themselves to you. Okay. What actions will Virgo take towards this person or moving forward? Come here. Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Two of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Swords, and then we also have the Page of Wands. Yeah, you kind of, your words are essentially matching up with your actions. Like, not only do I see you conveying to this person that you're done and revisiting this connection between you and this person is just simply not an option in your mind, you're also showing them through your actions that you're dead serious, right? About moving forward and moving on with your life. You know, I'm getting an energy of excitement coming from you, Virgo. Like, I feel like you're very excited when it comes down to like what the future has in store for you. For those of you who are currently connecting with someone / dating someone / getting to know someone, I feel like you're really excited when it comes down to that new relationship. You're very curious to see where life could possibly take you and this person. And things have been unfolding very nicely for sure between you and this person as well. So you're pretty excited when it comes down to this fairly new relationship. For those of you who are in a fairly new relationship, you might even perceive this person as somebody who's actually good for you. With this individual to the right of me, I mean, it makes sense as to why you may look at this person as somebody who's not good for you. And it has a lot to do with the fact that you guys are, you know, you guys did show up as the King and the Queen of Wands. So again, they have the ability to bring out the worst in one another, but they also have the ability to bring out the best in one another. And, you know, it makes sense, you know, as to why you could be looking at this person as somebody who's just not good for you. But with this new person, you perceive them as somebody who's actually good for you. You actually perceive this person as someone you can actually have a stable and healthy relationship with. So, yeah, then there's that. But what actions Okay, let's do this. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. We do have the King of Swords. And then we also have the Tower out here. Okay, the bottom of the deck. Well, your person, they kind of strike me as somebody who's not going to turn around and take no for an answer, Virgo. So then there's that. Like, you could turn around and tell this person that you're done with them all you want. And you could even show this person through your actions how done you actually are with them. I just kind of feel like this person's not going to turn around and take no for an answer. Okay, like I still see this person like still pushing, right, for what it is that they basically want, which is a reconciliation with you, because starting over is not something that this person wants to do. Like, this person much rather try to fix and repair things here with you than to start over with absolutely anyone else. Okay. And that's kind of what I see this person, you know, working towards, right? Which is a reconciliation, you know, with you. Look, it kind of looks like this person's going to have no other choice, right? But to accept the fact that, you know, you're done with them and that you don't want to essentially revisit this, you know, ever again. They're going to have to essentially accept that. I just kind of see this person being very, very stubborn, like very stubborn. It's like they know they got to let you go because they know. That's kind of besides the point here. They just don't want to, you know what I mean? They just don't want to. I feel like this person, I mean, everything that I see this person doing, man, is just creating more harm than good for them. Because it's like the more they fight to like get you back, the more they start to come to terms with the fact that, wow, Virgo's really done with me. You know what I mean? And it's like, even then, it's like we still see this person deciding to fight some more, right? To keep you in their life. And it's like the more they fight, the more they start to realize like, shit, like they're really, really done with me. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this, you know? But it's like, even then, it's like they still, you know, come back for more. You know what I mean? Again, it's one of those things where it's like they're creating more harm to themselves than essentially good. I mean, granted, is it going to be a tough pill for this person to swallow as far as accepting the fact that you're done with them? Yeah, absolutely. Is it going to suck? Is it going to sting? Is it going to hurt? Yes, absolutely. But it's like this person's better off, you know, experiencing like this temporary moment of pain and disappointment than dragging it on, you know what I mean? A lot longer, you know, because that's kind of what they're doing. It's like they're dragging the healing process on a lot longer than they honestly should. It's kind of what I'm getting. Because they're just creating more pain and disappointment for themselves, you know? And at the end of the day, this is somebody who's still emotionally invested, you know, in you. So to experience a rejection from you over and over and over again, it's gonna hurt. And it's like the more they put themselves in that predicament to get rejected by you over and over and over again, it's gonna hurt even more, and it's gonna hurt some more, and it's gonna hurt some more, it's gonna hurt some more. So, you know, they're just adding more pain and suffering basically into this person's life, and then dragging the healing process. Just dragging the whole healing process on for a lot longer than they should. You know, this person should just move into a place of acceptance and just face this, you know, this pain and disappointment, because it's gonna be temporarily. They'll eventually get over it, you know what I mean? But it's like, no, you know, I have to get them back, you know what I mean? And they're just, by having this mentality and being very stubborn, it's just gonna cause them to experience more pain and more disappointment. They could avoid more pain and disappointment by just accepting the fact that you're done with them, but in their head, they're just like, no, you know? So yeah, it kind of looks like that's just kind of what they're going to end up doing in the end. Is basically put up a fight. All right. So that is what I have for you, Virgo. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.